Welcome back to the OHL tonight on your TV. The London Knights up 2-0 over the Peterborough Petes after 20 minutes of action. Now joined by OHL Commissioner Bryan Crawford. Bryan, first of all, thank you so much for joining us here in Peterborough and stopping by during the first intermission.
Yeah, absolutely. It's awesome to be here in Peterborough tonight.
So looking back at where you've come from, you spent time with the Canadian Open, before that a career in football with the Toronto Argonauts, and all the way back to when you played in the CIS. You got to play against Jesse Lumsden back in 2004, and he brought a lot of eyes to that game. I know that hockey players tend to be shy, but is part of your directive to draw out some of the personalities of the star players to get some more eyes on this game?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Jesse's a great example. You know, someone I've been known for a long time, kind of from the same area, grew up playing against each other, you know, all the way through high school, CFL, and remain friends to this day. A guy that had a great collegiate career, went on, had an opportunity in the NFL, had a great CFL career, and then went on to go to 3 Olympic Games.
Yeah.
And a fantastic athlete and a great example of what a young student athlete can become and how they can help drive the sport forward. And we need to do that as well. People come to the game for what's on the front of the jersey. We need to continue to make more stars with the names that are on the back of the jersey, and that's part of what will help drive our league forward.
And you're here in one of the cathedrals of hockey in Canada, built in 1956, the 4th oldest rink in the OHL, but your impressions of the PMC of Peterborough, just spending some time here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the most historic brands in our league, a foundational brand to our league. It's a great environment, the fans support it, but as we move forward into the future for the OHL, getting a new building built here in Peterborough is certainly a top priority, and allowing the Petes to be successful for the long term and ensure that they are a brand that continues to carry the OHL well into the future.
You met with Peterborough Mayor Jeff Leal as well as the Peterborough Petes Board of Directors today. I was speaking with Jeff this afternoon. He mentioned a $140 million price tag on a new arena. What comes out of that conversation when you're speaking with people who are running the city and then running the team?
Yeah, I mean, really it's about understanding that this is an opportunity for the city and the community. It's a community building project. That's what the Petes are, right? They represent what it means to be from Peterborough, what it means to be part of this community. And the building is that gathering place for people in the community. It's an opportunity to revitalize, part of downtown. And so, those sorts of things that we've seen in other communities across the league and across the CHL as a whole, that's the opportunity that's at hand, and really ensuring that, Peterborough has a great future as shining as it's past.
Now, since you've come on board, the topic of expansion has also been touched on by a lot of people, specifically the city of Toronto. I know that there's a ton of people there, but what is it about the city of Toronto that makes you feel like the CHL, the OHL can succeed there?
Well, I mean, I think it's about the GTA as a whole versus Toronto specifically, and it's really about the growth that's happening throughout the GTA, York region, Halton, those sorts of places. It's also about exploring other opportunities outside of that. We've had some great success in the United States with our franchises there, and where are the opportunities for us? It's really about making sure that we are open to exploring the opportunities that will help us grow this league and continue to reinvest in the growth of hockey as a whole.
How much of that is focused on pre-existing infrastructure, say in Belleville or in your hometown of Hamilton, versus people that are considering building new arenas in the United States or existing franchises in the United States?
Yeah, I mean, we need to be open-minded to any opportunity, right? And whether that is in existing buildings and returning to places like Hamilton or Belleville one day down the road, or building in new places where there are new communities growing, there are new downtown developments that have sprung up. Those are the sorts of things that we need to explore and make decisions that are going to help us grow the league and grow the business of the league.
Now, I don't know how deep these conversations have gone, but just around the rink, when we start talking about expansion, we think back to 1998 when the Ice Dogs and the Battalion came in, and they struggled a little bit off the top. Is there any inclination on how a best case scenario would work for teams being onboarded into the OHL as far as adding players?
Yeah, I mean, I think that needs to be part of the process, of course, is understanding the way that you build rosters, the way that you're going to build a schedule in a league format, of course. And, then that's all the sorts of work that the great hockey minds that we have at the league that will contribute to building out a program that really works for everybody and ensures that, we have the best chance for success as a league.
Now, David Branch's name is up on the wall in every arena across the OHL. What was the transition period like? What were the conversations with David Branch, the former commissioner?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. I mean, what an honor it is to follow in the footsteps of David and pick up the mantle for him in a league that is as successful as it has been. We are in a really great place. Third most attended season on record last year. This coming year, we're going to set a record for the most attendance that we've had in the league's history. To get to carry on from that is a special opportunity. David's been fantastic in the transition and supportive, and I feel really lucky to be a part of it.
Does he still have his finger on the pulse in any way?
I have the opportunity to connect with David on a somewhat regular basis, and he's there to provide support and guidance, and that institutional knowledge in 45 years, that's very, really valuable for us as a league to be able to pick up the phone at any time and pick his brain.
And now a question from upstairs. Pete Dalliday, our play-by-play guy, and on the links golf in Peterborough, an avid golfer. He wanted to know, when you came on to the RBC Canadian Open, or the Canadian Open, he said you brought in a lot of big-name bands to attract people to the events.
Yeah.
Do you want to tie something like that into the OHL?
Well, listen, that strategy was really about making it a sport and entertainment property, right, and growing it to attract new fans, and we did that. We had a tremendous success with that event over that period of time. That we need to take the same sort of approach. That is sport. It's sport and entertainment. We have to make this an appealing, event that people want to spend their hard-earned money. They want to come and spend their time. And whether it's music or other sorts of things, those are the kind of ideas and thinking that we need to have to make sure that we're attracting the new fan as well.
All right, and a couple more things for you here. The NCAA thing with the new eligibility rules, I know that's been beaten to death. You've talked about that a ton of times, but there are teams across Ontario, the OJHL, the GOJHL, people on those organizations, curious how this is going to impact them. What's the relationship look like in the future, maybe, between the OHL and those leagues?
Yeah, I think incredibly strong. Right now, actually, all of the leagues in Ontario have been meeting over the last about month and a half to start to talk about how the leagues will be structured going forward, how our development model in Ontario will be built so that it is better for the players, better for the families, that we are developing better players. And I think I'm really excited about the collaboration that's occurring amongst all the leagues to really build better players as we move forward. So I think that there's tremendous opportunity at all levels of hockey. We're of course really excited that more families will have a chance to choose the OHL as their preferred option for their development, both athletically and academically.
Yeah, getting the best players, that's always really exciting. Bryan, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for visiting us, and an open invitation from Pete Dalliday to the Peterborough Golf and Country Club.
Pete, I gotta have to take him up on that, play another Stanley Thompson course. I'd love it.
All right, Bryan Crawford, the commissioner of the OHL. We'll be right back with the second period between the Peterborough Petes and London Knights.